go. Let's go. Here. Here. I can smell it. I can smell it. Look forward. Look forward, guys. Come on. Let's look forward. Let's look forward.
Tonight's a big night, guys. It's fight night. We've got Anthony Joshua, two-time world heavyweight champion of the boxing world. He's going to be taking on none other than Jake, the problem child, Paul. And guys, it's all happening at the Kaseya Center in Miami. And it's all tonight, guys. This is the match that everybody's been waiting for. And it's going to be absolutely insane. Now, also on that card, and I don't know why it's not getting a lot of attention. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the things that I'm hearing, everything, all the focus and attention is on Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Now, rightfully so. These guys are two of the biggest media icons in the world of sports entertainment. Jake Paul, influencer, entrepreneur, he's made his popularity and fame in social media like YouTube, but he's done a lot of other incredible things, guys. And he's also a turned professional pro boxer. And then guys, Anthony Joshua, two-time unified world heavyweight champion of the world, and he took a little bit of a break, I guess, if you want to call it, from the sport of boxing, and now he's back. And who does he fight first? None other than the problem child himself, guys, and it's for all the money, and it's for all the glory, and it's all happening tonight. But on this card, we also have the former legendary UFC world champion Anderson Silva, and before he was supposed to be taking on none other than Chris Weidman, but no, he's going to be taking on Tyron Woodley. Guys, this is big because Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, both of these guys have history with Jake Paul. And so, yes, guys, it's all happening. This is going to be the match that I'm looking forward to on the undercard. There's going to be some other great fights that are happening as well, too. But I want to focus today on Anderson Silva versus Tyron Woodley. And before I do, let's kind of get into it, guys. I'm your host, Shiraz. Welcome to Duality 7X. And if you guys are here for the first time, please smash the like and subscribe. Now, let's get into it, guys. Now, let's rewind a little bit here, guys. So originally the plan was for Anderson Silva, to take on Chris Weidman, the trilogy, and that's a rivalry that honestly, guys, definitely needs some closure. I was excited to watch this fight, and I think there's a lot of fight fans out there that were really excited about wanting to see Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva dance one more time for the third time. But, that fight was supposed to be Silva's first pro bout since losing to Jake Paul back in 2022, right? So big name, lots of nostalgia surrounding it, big story, and who doesn't love a trilogy? These guys are going to run it back in style. But then, boom, just like that, Jake Paul's fight where Gervonta Tank Davis gets scrapped altogether. The whole card completely got reshuffled. And then suddenly, Chris Weidman's out. He's out. And now here's where it gets really interesting, guys, because instead of pulling Anderson Silva from the card, most valuable promotions, right, they started to pivot. They started to think about this. And they're like, look, Anderson Spider Silva, this guy is, at one time, he was the biggest name in combat sports, right? And they're like, we can't just let this guy go. He needs to be a part of this card. And so suddenly, Weidman's out, and enter stage Tyron Woodley. T. Wood. Of course, it's going to be Tyron Woodley, right? Former UFC welterweight champion, former opponent of Jake Paul, and now another former UFC champion standing across the ring from the Spider himself. But this time they're going to be boxing, guys. They're not going to be competing against one another in an MMA style format. It's going to be all boxing. This is unbelievable, guys. It's random matchmaking. And you know what? I mean, to me, it seems like it's very UFC-ish, like this is the kind of stuff that the UFC does, and they do it really good, right? Kind of, I'm not going to say random matchmaking, but they're quite meticulous. The UFC is very, very meticulous when it comes to organizing and coordinating their fights. But it seems like MVP Promotions they did a great job with this, guys. I'm actually really impressed with this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Anderson Silva and Tyron Woodley fight. I think this is going to be great, right? And two fighters trying to rewrite how people remember their post-UFC careers. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, here's the thing with Woodley. All right, we got to be honest here. Woodley's boxing run, it was kind of rough, right? 2 losses to Jake Paul. No sugarcoating that, guys. Woodley had a big, big opportunity, okay? Stepping in on short notice to fight Anderson Silva at cruiserweight. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 6 rounds at 195 pounds. I mean, that takes a lot of guts. That takes a lot of fortitude. I think Woodley's in over his head. I think Anderson Silva's got this. He's just such a tremendous. Both of these guys are very good. Okay, from a skill perspective, both of these fighters have proven themselves. But you got the legend himself, Anderson Silva. I've got Anderson Silva winning this one. Okay, and look, and according to MVP CEO Nikisa Badarian, he himself, said that a lot of MMA fighters wanted no part of this fight. Yeah, his words, not mine, guys. Nikisa himself said that nobody wanted to fight Anderson Silva. All right, he straight up said that so many MMA cats ran from fighting the greatest of all time on short notice, but not Woodley. Tyron Woodley's like, I'm here, I'm ready to go. You just tell me where and when, and I'll be there. And this is why this fight exists. So, my personal analysis on this one, guys, honestly, I think, this is the fight that the fans are going to be really excited about. I'm super excited about this myself. The whole undercard, I think, is going to be great, and it's just going to lead up to the anticipation, to that moment when AJ and Jake Paul come out into the ring. I think it's going to be incredible, guys. There's going to be so much pressure on Anthony Joshua and his camp and Jake Paul himself. There's a lot riding on this, guys, but these guys are going to be paid handsomely for their efforts. So don't worry about that. They're going to be very, very well compensated after this. But 8 rounds, 8 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves. It's going to be a pro-sanctioned fight. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley at 195 pounds, cruiserweight. That's going to be very good. 6 rounds. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be one of those fights that is going to be quite explosive. And it's a fight that actually makes sense on the card, honestly, right? Netflix, when you got Netflix behind you, they want names. They want big names, right? And Jake Paul, he's the kind of guy that he likes familiarity. All right, he likes working with people that he's worked with in the past, and MVP wants fighters that they can trust, that are not going to pull fast ones, or cramp out last minute. Now, Tyron Woodley's there, Anderson Silva's there. They're both healthy. They're both ready to go. They look great, guys. You guys look great. Let's get it on, guys. It's going to be an unbelievable match. Silva versus Woodley checks off, every box in my book. And honestly, I think Silva really has the edge in this one. I think he's going to take this. His boxing fundamentals are definitely next level when compared to Tyron Woodley's. I'm not really sure how and what Tyron has done recently to improve on his boxing fundamentals or foundation, if you want to call it that. But seeing his timing, Anderson Silva's timing, is absolutely impeccable. And this is why he had so much success in the UFC. Here's a guy who would come out and just full of confidence. And he's such a nice guy, right? You don't hear him trash talking. You don't hear him hitting people below the belt with his words. He's a very classy guy. but he knows what he needs to do, and he comes into the ring with that attitude. So in and outside of the ring, he's the same character all around, but he's at peace with himself, and this is what makes him so special, right? Tyron Woodley, here's a guy who he's going to rely on his punching power. He's got a really hard punch, and if I think if Silva starts to show his age even a little, I think this could get really interesting, and it could get really interesting pretty fast, right? I think Tyron's going to try to cash in on that, and he's going to try to go nuclear on Anderson Silva. So the whole thing with Anderson is he's going to have to really show some very strong defense, but he's also going to have to come out of the gates very strong. Anderson is meticulous. He's looking for that moment, and when most of us are thinking about what to do in that moment, Anderson's already got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C, and he's already reacted. He's a very, very proactive fighter. He doesn't, he's the kind of guy that he doesn't wait. He just does it. When it's in his head, he does it. And I think this is what's going to be really interesting, because Tyron, I think he's going to second guess himself a little bit. He's going to think about his boxing, and you got to just go in there and do it, right? You can't just go in there and think about how you want to. And this is, I think, the reason why Tyron was having a tough time in his last couple matches against Jake Paul. But, I mean, here's the thing that nobody's really talking about. What if Woodley actually wins this one, right? I mean, that can change the entire narrative. I mean, suddenly the Jake Paul losses don't really define him anymore. He comes back and he's taking on another former, probably one of the greatest legends in UFC history. And he's taking on Anderson. Silva is one of those guys that it's a trophy piece. If you get a win against Silva, that's something you can brag about till the end of time, right? And I mean, he'll be known as, oh, that's the guy who beat Anderson Silva in boxing, right? And that's kind of what he wants, and I think that's what he's going for here. Silva obviously is going to do everything he can to prevent that from happening. And if Silva wins convincingly, then that just adds more fuel to the argument that Jake Paul caught him at that opportune time, at the right moment, and not the other way around. And that could actually set up a potential fight between Anderson Silva and Jake Paul, potentially down the road. So either way, somebody's legacy is going to shift. And, bottom line, I think, honestly, this is the fight that's unexpected. It's a little controversial. I mean, all these fights on the card are controversial. AJ versus Jake Paul is controversial. But it's definitely low-key, right? Kind of perfect for a chaotic night, don't you think, right? Two former champions that have nothing to lose and everything to prove, and they both enjoy doing what they do. They're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And honestly, that's when the fight gets super, super dangerous. So look, guys, that's me rambling on my perspective on things. I'd like to hear from you guys. Who do you have winning? Do you have Anderson Silva, or you got Tyron Woodley? And does this fight even matter for legacies anymore? Or are you guys just like, yeah, whatever, it's just another match. I want to see Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. That's it. I want to hear, what do you guys have to say? Drop your take and thoughts and comments below. Please smash a like and subscribe, and join us here on Duality 7X for more fight talk. I look forward to catching you guys on the next one. And next one's going to be big, guys, because the next video that I post, probably tonight, will be the post-match between Jake, the problem child, Paul, and Anthony Joshua. Man, that's going to be such an amazing video. And then tomorrow, guys, tomorrow's going to be absolutely incredible, because tomorrow we've got Chase Demore defending his World Championship Misfits heavyweight title against none other than Andrew Tate, the new CEO of Misfits Boxing. Guys, we've got a lot to cover. There's so much, man. And even that undercard is pretty amazing too. So I think this is going to be a great weekend, a great fight weekend. And I'm excited to share it with you guys. So thanks again for sticking around. Catch you guys in the next video.